Hello, welcome to Financial Insider Weekly. I'm your host, Michael Gray, CPA. My guest today is Kathleen Wright, and Kathleen is the gift planning manager in charge of long-term fundraising for the Silicon Valley chapter of the American Red Cross. And she's been with the American Red Cross since December of 2000. Her previous career was as a lawyer, practicing estate planning for 19 years, and then she got religion and came to the American Red Cross. She has a complimentary handbook available. It's called Disaster Recovery, a Guide to Financial Issues. Today we're going to be talking about financial preparedness for a disaster recovery. The book was a joint effort for the American Red Cross and AICPA, and I guess there was another group as well.
The National Endowment for Financial Planners.
Okay, National Endowment for Financial Planners. And she also has some complimentary brochures available. It's called 3 Actions You Should Take to Be Prepared for Emergencies and Your Family Disaster Supplies Kit. So you can get these by getting in touch with the Red Cross, and we're going to tell you about the website and so forth, where you can get that, or you can call your local chapter of the American Red Cross. With that, let's get into our questions.
Okay.
And thanks again for being here with me today.
It's my pleasure.
Okay. So first of all, as Californians, you and I here in San Jose, why should we be particularly concerned about disaster recovery and how it relates to our finances? And we have a slide related to this, so let's show the slide related to that. And go ahead.
Well, here in California, we have primarily 2 disaster situations that we are concerned with. One is earthquakes, and having just memorialized the 20th anniversary of Loma Prieta, we're particularly aware of that right now.
Yes.
The second is wildfires, and with the lack of rain over the last number of years, we've had a significant number of wildfires up and down the state of California. So we hear about them all the time on the news, and those are the 2 things that we are primarily concerned about here in California. Most recently, we even had our own little bit of flooding. So
yes, I was just going to mention that.
we end up having some types of disasters that aren't prevalent in a lot of the other areas of the country.
Yes, yeah. So earthquakes are peculiar to California in particular, and so we do need to particularly be aware of that. And one of the things that we talked about when you and I were getting ready for this is the situation that when you have an earthquake, your house can be yellow tagged, or your business, and you may not be able to even get into that structure to get your personal things.
That's correct. Yellow tagged or red tagged, which means that you'll never be able to go in and get the things that you need, regardless of how personal they are to you. So it's very important to plan ahead and make sure you have documents in a safe location that you can get to.
Yeah. So again, particularly pertinent to our what we're talking about today. All right. So financial-wise, what can we do to prepare for a disaster? And we do have our next slide up. So up and away we go.
Well, at the Red Cross, what we encourage everyone to do is to make a plan, to prepare a kit, to be informed, hopefully to get trained so that you will know what to do in a disaster. And then at Red Cross, we always promote giving blood, because that is, in an emergency situation, one of the things that we always need is blood products.
So we talked a little bit, related to this, you said that we need to put together a kit. What should we assemble in the process for financial preparedness for a disaster?
Well, in addition to the types of kits that we would put together for our own personal use, which would include any household items that we need, and medication, eyeglasses, all of that type of material, We also need to make sure that we have the important documents that are necessary in order to recover from a disaster situation. Those involve, and we call that the kind of kit that we put together, we typically call a go kit. That means it's ready to go at a moment's notice. And in addition to the personal items, we encourage people to plan what we call a financial go kit. And that involves all of your major documents that are pertinent to recovering your own ability to perhaps rebuild your home, to be able to get insurance proceeds, to make sure that you can find the documents that you need to recreate.
Okay. So related to this, we've got a few slides. So
well, I had to give you something to show on the screen there, Mike.
Okay, so we had one, hopefully, first of all, it was said part of the plan. Oh, okay, we've got the financial go kit I see here up now. Okay, so so you talked a little bit about that, and then in that go kit, though, you have some documents. So anyway, where should we keep that go kit, and when should we put a financial go kit together?
Well, the when part is really easy. That we would like you to put it together now, because
go home tonight.
Go home tonight, or at least start the process of doing it, because it's the long journey that begins with a single step, and collecting all your documents in one place is the most important thing. Now, the financial go kit itself is going to include a number of documents, which will be on one of the slides a little later on.
Okay.
But the way that we collect them is that we recommend making copies of all of your original documents and keeping them in some type of a sturdy box or container. I brought one along with me today. This is just a standard file folder with some divisions inside. It's got a little handle. It's easy to carry. We recommend that people put it inside their hall closet on the way out the front door, or keep it in your car in one of the side areas, so that if you're in your car, you'll be able to have it available right there. One of the other items that's available through many of the local stationery stores is a small fireproof safe, and you can get those for sometimes $100 if you watch the sales. And that's something that, at least if you're forced to get out of your home without being able to take anything, or you're not at home when the disaster happens, those things typically can withstand a home fire or a major emergency without ruining the things inside. One of the things that's now available to us is actually scanning your documents and putting them on a CD-ROM. And this is actually one of the things we recommend to people now, because it eliminates the need to carry around a big stack of paper, and also allows you to make multiple copies of this and put them in separate locations. So to have one maybe at your office, to have one with a friend or relative outside the area if you can't even get to local places. And you can also put this in a car. That would be very helpful as well. The scanning part, a lot of people have a scanner on their own computers or their printers, and great job for a teenager or an older middle schooler. Put them to work, let them earn a little money, and just push those documents through there and put them on this CD-ROM. And a lot easier to pick up a small CD-ROM than to be hauling around a fireproof safe, or even the little box we have here.
Yeah, okay. What are